I wanted to do a video on actually on the red flags and how we can recognize them, because I have done a video about green flags and how do we nourish our relationships, because it is like so important. I say this all the time, and I actually think that it is like very important to just navigate through, yeah, healthy relationships. Just create healthy relationships that actually work, that actually work for us, that actually work for yeah, two people, for a couple, also for friendships, because we also need like functional relationships, which include also sorry, um, yeah, friendships are also part of our very intimate relationships. They can be, and they are. Okay, so I was just think about this topic, and actually as I was thinking about, I was speaking with one of my acquaintances and friends actually, and as I was talking to her, I was saying that okay, I actually did a video on how to nourish relationships, how to spot the green flags actually when meeting somebody and when trying to, yeah, build connections that actually are lasting and connections that actually are meaningful and have sense for us and are safe, of course, and secure, because this is also like really important. But hey, actually, until we get there, to build a healthy and functional relationship that actually functions, a relationship that actually functions and actually it is meaningful to the both of the partners, like we tend to just hit yeah, certain difficulties, relationship blockers, I would say. I would call them actually, because these can act like relationship blockers. But hey, I'm not saying that we should actually engage in unhealthy relationships, in unhealthy connections, like which can lead to suffering, which can lead to damage and trauma. I'm not saying that. But in a sense, they are relationship blockers because, hey, from my personal experience, I had some situations actually in the dating field where the relationship part did not work out, but we actually just could have been try to become friends or try to, yeah, see how the dynamic would actually just unfold. But let's talk about a bit the function of these red flags, because they have a function in our human experience. These red flags, from my perspective, so I will talk about my perspective. Um, Actually, I want to make a quick like introduction because, hey, I Steve. I'm actually making like mental health videos and also videos about the LGBTQIA plus community. And I actually am making yeah, masters. I'm doing a masters in psychotherapy, and I am really passionate about this. And I also really like music, and I really would like to incorporate music into my therapeutic work. Okay, so let's just explore this topic. What does a red flag has as a function? Well, it can help us navigate mm, through, yeah, through the initial phases, I would say, and not also the initial phases of getting to know each other, getting to know the other person gets to know us. No, it can also help us when we are already in a relationship or we are in a relationship with certain persons. Bringing here the polyamory concept, but yeah, let's just let's just let's just explore this functionality of the red flags, because they can stop us, or they can enhance our knowledge regarding what am I bringing to the table and what the other person brings to the table, what are emotional baggage, and what can we do about it, how can we work through it, how can we get solutions that actually works for us, for the both of us, or is it like a thing that actually breaks this connection. So it can be a no-no for, of course, as well. So actually the function would be like getting to know the other person, and getting to also know yourself, because each one of us, we have like our emotional baggage, our emotional experiences, not just the positive ones, but the negative ones, the ugly ones, and the more traumatic ones, and this is also okay, because hey, we are human beings, and I think we are here on this planet to experience like our reality, our presence, our the meaning of life for through our lenses. Okay, so let's just talk about these red flags for some time, you know, because I've heard from a lot of people that okay, like this is a red flag. Oh my God, he or she isn't responding me. Like I sent the message like 10 minutes ago and he or she did not respond, and okay, this is like a red flag. Well, it can be. But it can also mean that the other person is actually engaged in other activities, and well, we cannot be actually like responsive, like all the time, because I think it's humanly impossible. From my perspective, it's humanly impossible. So yeah, what are other like other red flags, or other these type of how do we call them, like little bells from our from our internal systems, I would say, from our intuition, you know because I think these are like a like really hard things to deal with, because what happens when we are on a date, and this actually happened to me, and I want to be clear, I am not stigmatizing anybody, and I'm not bad mouthing. This is not my goal. This is not why I create my videos, and this is also not the reason why I created this video. Actually, through our experiences, we get to recreate the initial scenario, and just give it another meaning. So this is the purpose why I'm telling you this story. So actually, I was on a date, and it was the first date, and actually the other person was saying some things about their ex-partner, sorry, and it just struck me, it just struck me that um it's not the most kind way to just express your negative feelings towards your ex, towards your, I don't know, your friends or ex-friends or something like that. Because what happens here, actually, from my logic, that okay, if you are saying mean things about your ex or about your friends, then okay, this pattern gets to be recreated also if I engage further with you. If we are in a relationship, then this pattern will be actually activated and will be used, like, used against, yeah, me or that person. Um, so it's actually, for me, it is like a red flag. And let me just make it clear that these red flags actually, yeah, I collected it from my experiences and um from my stories, and from my dates and from all the all the experiences I have shared with others. So, okay. And communication. So, bad relationship, bad relationship with the ex, with the friends, or bad mouthing the exes or the ex friends. The next one would be actually communication. Communication, like, if I if I if I'm feeling that we have certain barriers, like certain blockages when we are communicating, or the other person is not being sincere with me, it's not being honest, and um, I can maybe sense that something is missing here, or maybe what he or she is saying, this is a lie, it's more like a lie, and it's not the whole truth, maybe. Or maybe they are saying something that puts them into a better light that actually they need to be, or actually the story, it is enhanced in a way, and it feels that the other person is not genuinely there, it's not genuinely honest, sorry, with you. Okay. I also had like experiences, of course, but here the lack of communication can be also like a really good um indicator, that okay, we are not on the same page, on the same level. And when I'm saying that we are not on the same level, actually, I mean that um the vibes or the energies are not floating like naturally from both of the parties. So this is what I mean. Actually, if I'm feeling that you somehow not telling me the truth, or you're just saying half truths or something like that, well, of course, that gets somehow, that activates somehow certain parts in me where I just maybe just, yeah, will just not doing, not investing my energy and my time, into this, yeah, into this state, and I can be like emotionally unavailable at this point. So, yeah, this actually like plays a huge role, I would say. Communication for me personally plays a huge role. And also like being secretive, like it is somehow, it connects with this part, that like the lack of communication, being secretive. Yeah, it is also like, for me it is also like a red flag. It is like a red flag. It's like a red flag because um when you're actually not taking the time, the energy to involve me, to tell me the whole story, the whole truth, then I can actually just, yeah, just realize that okay, this pattern also here as well, this pattern also gets, yeah, activated if I get to choose to be in a relationship with the other person. So I would say that it is not a successful story for me at this point. And also here, I'm not So my intention is not to just point out the red flags and say that okay, this person wasn't being honest with me, not wasn't wasn't sharing and telling the whole story with me. So this means that this person cannot be trusted. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that at this point, if I'm having a first date with you and you are actually being secretive and not being honest, and yeah, the communication actually does not flows, then I would definitely say that okay, like at this point, this is like a red flag for me. This is like a red flag for me. So, um, what other criticism, like it is also like a really really huge part, I would say. Actually, I don't think that criticism um has like a really important role on the first date, but actually it can manifest. um I don't have the exact experience that to be criticized or something like that on the first date, but hey, I have had experiences when the other person tried to criticize me for a certain aspect, that oh my god, you talk and act a certain way that actually makes sense, don't make sense, doesn't make sense to me, sorry, and you are being too much, and you're being too loud, and you're being too weird, and you're being too a party for one. What actually one might say. Okay, so this also means from my side that actually when you are criticizing, when somebody criticizes your personality, well, that's like a huge red flag for me, because how can we build together something that's really more than us, more than me, and more than you, because we are building together. That means like co-creation. I've spoken about in my other videos as well. Like we co-create together. We create something new. We create new dynamics that actually has a meaning to you, has a meaning to me, and it works for you and it works for me. You know? And how can I build a healthy, secure relationship with somebody that actually it is criticizing me in a way that it is not constructive, it cannot be integrated from my side, you know? So this is like a huge red flag for me. And I have experienced this in the relationship dynamics. I have experienced this, and I would say that it's like a huge part of why I wouldn't choose somebody as my partner. Not because that person has issues, or I want to blame him or something like that. No, it's actually it is not comprehensive for me to co-create something, you know? Okay. And the other, actually, the last one that I want to share with you is invalidating feelings. Invalidating feelings, you know? Or yeah, maybe gaslighting. Gaslighting and invalidation of feelings and emotions. So what do I mean by this? I mean by this that when we when we date somebody, and when we on the actual first dates, we are like the most of us, we are tend to be more nervous, more maybe more insecure, in a healthy sense, insecure, because yeah, we want to bring out the best of this possible connection. We just want to present ourselves as as real as we can and as honest as we can, but at the same time, for most of us, of course, there is like a wanting to be liked, wanting to be seen as good, as just present ourselves in a good light. But hey, also, and full disclaimer, like also in a real way, like that represents us as human beings and as our personality. So, and when we tend to just have this experience where our emotions and emotion experiences get somehow invalidated, like it's so hard, and I would want to build something with the person who actually discards my emotions, for example. So yes, guys, these are my main red flags when connecting or when trying to establish a connection. Yeah, you can share yours in the comment section, and hope you have a nice day. Take care. Bye.